services, SQL Server analytical services, and SQL Server reporting services. All these will help when it comes to business intelligence as well as data analytics. So over the years, SQL Server have proven to be very robust when it comes to performance. And of course, it is affordable compared to other relational database management systems. For example, Oracle. Oracle is much more expensive in terms of license cost compared to Microsoft SQL Server. And because SQL Server is also developed by Microsoft, which is a household name and has good reputation, so all these reasons are why most companies adopt Microsoft SQL Server as their choice of relational database management system. So SQL Server was first released in 1989, and since then they've come up with different versions as well as editions up until year 2022. On the next slide, we are going to explore the different versions as well as the different editions of SQL Server. So this chart or this picture right here shows the evolution of SQL Server, which are the different versions over the years. But we are starting from 2008. There are other versions prior to 2008, but we are starting from 2008. And we are also showing all the different features that each version has brought for the clients. If you take a look at this top part, these are the different features that have been brought to the clients by these different versions. So starting from SQL Server 2008, they brought performance and productivity. And part of that is that we are now able to compress database. There's policy-based management, and then there's programmability. So in the same year, another version was released, which is 2008 R2. And I think this is the only year that two versions were released. The other years, the other versions are just one version per year. So in 2008 R2, they brought self-service BI. BI means business intelligence. Okay. So with business intelligence, we have the Power Pivot in memory feature, and this was not available in the 2008. It started in the 2008 R2. Then we have the SharePoint integration as well as the master data services. These features enable us to do self-service business intelligence. Okay. Now moving on. After 2008, no version was released until 2012. So that means there's no version in 2009, there's none in 2010, there is none in 2011 until 2012. So in 2012, the version brought cloud-ready features to the clients. So then we had this feature known as always on, which we are going to talk more about during the bootcamp. Then there's in-memory column store. This has to do with indexing. And there's data quality services. There's Power View. And then we had the opportunity of cloud services. And that is why it's called Cloud Ready. Okay. So this was the first version where we had the opportunity of cloud services in SQL Server. Then after 2012, in 2013, there's no version that was released. But then in 2014, we had another version. And then in 2014, the feature that was brought was Mission and critical cloud performance. You can see these are here. Okay, so then they brought this in-memory across workloads. There's hybrid cloud optimized. So now you remember that in 2012 we had a cloud services, but here they improve it, the feature for optimization. And then we have the HD Insight service. So HD Insight service is a feature on Azure. There's Azure HD Insight that is used to uh, process or do big data analytics using historical data or data that we get from live streaming, such as Internet of Things. You know, devices that are connected to the internet and they generate data on the fly. For example, cameras. Cameras will always record what's happening. So these are live data. So this is a feature that is used to process such data. And then, of course, there's cloud business intelligence. So after 2014, no version was released in 2015. Then a new one was released in 2016. So in 2016, this new feature was born, the built-in ML. ML means machine learning. Okay, ML means machine learning. So in 2016, we now started using SQL Server to do machine learning. So machine learning basically is, training data to detect trends and patterns, and then we can then use those patterns or trends to make prediction about the future. So we had this built-in ML, and of course this one that we had from 2014, and then cloud engineering, and of course the cloud BI. Then other features too came in 2016, such as query store and some other features. Then in 2017, we had a new version, and then that was when SQL Server had this Docker and Linux feature. So this Docker and Linux feature is mostly used by DevOps. The Docker is like a container for putting codes or for saving codes. So it's mostly used by DevOps. So that started in 2017. And then of course it still has the feature from the previous version, which are the built-in ML and then the cloud BI and other stuff. So after 2017, there was no version released in 2018, but then we had a new version in 2019. And then in 2019, we had this feature, Spark and HDFS. So Spark is used for big data analytics, and then HDFS is the distributed file system that enables us to save files across multiple machines, across multiple drives. And I think this is the same concept we use when we are doing striped backup, where you can back up a database across multiple files and even across multiple drives. So these are the different versions. Then after 2019, we have 2022. And there's a lot more feature in 2022. But try to explore these yourself on the Microsoft documentation. So these are the different versions and then the different features that came with them over the years. So it's been a bit of evolution since 2008 up until 2022. So this is there's a typical interview questions that come from here, and that interviewers can ask you to mention the versions of SQL Server from a particular year, for example, 2008. So these are the versions that you have to mention. And you cannot say there's 2009 because there's no version in 2009. There's none in 2010. There's none in 2011. There is none in 2013. There is none in 2015. And there is none in 2018. So please take note of all these versions.